Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Super Review Show's Mixed Bag, coming to you live once again from many different caves tonight. I am joined by my co-man Bill Murphy.
What's going on, folks? How are we doing on this unseasonably warm day?
In April, it's okay.
In April.
Climate change, people.
Yes,
It's-
and we're literally. And
Hey, we don't talk controversial stuff here.
No,
unless
not
needed.
really. Unless needed.
Unless we have to.
Yes, but as you may or may not know already, Bill and I are joined by Allie. She's back once again. Hopefully, you're excited to hear her. And John and Jess is joining us once again as well. How are you guys doing tonight?
We're good. Doing well.
Awesome. So we are.
I gotta change the locks next time.
No, I'm gonna go. If you
I was
think you lost, I'll
joking.
get
That
the
was a
battering
joke.
ram.
That was a joke.
That was a joke. So basically, as the title of this video or podcast, however you're enjoying us tonight, the title of this show tonight is called Celebrating 100 Years of Disney. Disney as a company has turned 100 years old.
It's old.
It's an old company. People
It's
forget.
old as the hills.
It's as old as the hills, exactly.
Well, the hills are probably older, so.
The hills are probably older. But
Guys, what do you think's older, Disney or the hills?
I have no idea.
Bill, probably the hills.
The hills are probably older, but
But in all seriousness, though, we were wondering what we were going to talk about tonight, and we said, let's break out the vault a little bit. Let's talk about celebrating 100 years of one of the greatest companies that America has ever really established, truthfully, which is Disney. So tonight we're going to be breaking out all the stuff that Disney has bought, like Marvel, like Lucasfilm, like Pixar, like Fox, which has Avatar and whatnot too. And we're also going to be talking and tons of other things as well. But and we're also going to be talking about the Disney Cruise Lines, Disney World, Disney Parks, Disney Films, anything Disney related. We're talking about it tonight, and hopefully you enjoy it. So, Allie, why don't you get us going? What's something that you want to bring up first about Disney?
I say we start from the beginning. How the heck did this all happen?
in the words of Walt Disney himself, it all started with a mouse.
Well, technically a rabbit.
Okay.
It started with our good friend Oswald,
Oswald the Lucky Rabbit.
which I wish he was more out there, but I think they started getting him more out there in like Kingdom Hearts and stuff. I mean, really, you've never seen Disney become this famous until the mouse came in 1928, which 95 years of Mickey and Minnie. Woo!
Hard to believe, truthfully.
I know. I think Disney also started with like the first sound cartoons as well.
I think you're right, actually, if I'm not mistaken.
Steamboat Willie.
Oh yeah, the Steamboat
I
Willie.
remember Steamboat Willie.
It's a classic and it'll always be probably one of the best cartoons.
Well, wasn't Steamboat Willie changed into Mickey Mouse? That's what I heard, that Steamboat Willie was because he was a mouse that they renamed him to be Mickey.
Yes, but that was a cartoon. It's just the cartoon name.
Okay.
Yeah, and originally, I believe Mickey was supposed to be called Mortimer Mouse before
Yeah.
Walt Disney settled on Mickey.
Well, there
And
was
technically
actually
there is a Mortimer Mouse.
Yeah, there is a Mortimer Mouse though.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you seen House of Mouse?
Hmm?
You've seen House of Mouse?
Very underrated show, in my opinion.
I know.
Oh boy.
It needs to be on Disney Plus though.
I agree. Even Steamboat Willie needs to be on Disney Plus, if I'm not
This
mistaken.
Steamboat Willie is on Disney Plus.
It is. It is.
Oh, it is because I haven't fooled around with Disney Plus too much, so I haven't really been able to see that. But yeah, no, I wasn't sure.
I haven't been on Disney Plus in a while.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute. Because I've been too busy watching on my Star Trek and stuff on Paramount Plus and stuff on HBO Max. So I've been too busy. But I mean, it's still a great service overall. Disney Plus is definitely where it's at.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about Disney Plus more later.
Yes, we will.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll move on after figuring out Steamboat Willie became popular. We see the silly symphonies in the 1930s starting, black and white.
The whatchamacallit, the skeletons.
Yes, the skeletons. You get also the introduction of
But
Was it Donald and Goofy at the time?
It may have been. I forgot.
No, I thought Minnie Mouse was introduced.
Minnie Mouse was introduced with Mickey.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
What was Betty Boop wasn't Disney, was it?
No, that
No,
was,
Betty Boop. I don't know what Betty
Universal?
Boop is.
Oh, okay.
When Universal, I
I
forget.
for some reason I thought she was Disney as well.
No, but you also got like the Silly Symphonies. You get the first color cartoons. I think you also get the first human. It's Silly Symphonies, and this is before Snow White. I don't remember what it's called.
Are they human or are they denser?
I have no idea. I'm gonna look it up right now.
JT got the reference, didn't you?
Oh yeah, got you.
For those of you who did grow up in the 2000s, we're not going to tell you
Yeah,
because we can.
you know why?
I mean, I grew up in the 2000s and I still don't understand that.
Okay, that was a reference to the song Human by the Killers.
Okay, I don't listen to the Killers.
I don't have anything about it, but they're just like cute little cartoons, and it's that's all it is. And then you finally get to the first Disney movie.
Hi ho!
You go to 1937, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. The first long, I think it was one of the first long animated movies.
Well, the first one in North America.
Oh.
The other countries have done animated feature-length movies at this time, but this was the first one in North America.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what the weird thing is? When Disney said that he wanted to make a full-length animated feature, they all told him he was crazy.
Yeah.
Even his own wife said, yeah, honey, you're insane.
But he
But-
proved everyone wrong.
Snow White was one of the best animated movies that children watch too. I mean, Snow White. I feel even though like Cinderella, the movie Cinderella was the one that saved Walt Disney from going out of business.
And we'll talk about that in a bit.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. But Snow White, I feel like set like a high enough, like a really high bar for the rest of the movies that came out later, because Snow White was the original princess.
Oh, absolutely.
She was the
Yes,
first
I agree.
princess to kind of be introduced into the world. So I feel like the movie Snow White kind of like is like on a different level than the others.
Yeah, it was definitely a Kickstarter for sure.
Mhm.
Right.
He really did start everything.
Okay, what is your favorite scene from Snow White?
I gotta think about this. Somebody else want to go while I think?
I don't have an answer.
It's been a while.
This is why it's been so long that the movie's just been flushed out of my brain.
I mean, I really liked when Snow White was dancing with the seven dwarfs.
Oh, that's a cute scene.
Mm-hmm.
It was like all happy and like sunny and like, you know.
I really like and you may call me a morbid bastard for this one, but I like the one when she's running through the forest and the trees and everything. I just think the animation there is so cool.
That's the same with the transformation scene with the queen to a hag.
Yeah.
Side
In
note,
fact, her hair was black, and it's like, are you sure that's not Snow White's mother, not instead of her stepmother?
side note, did you know in the Disney parks they used to have a ride called I don't know if it's still there, the Snow White Scary Adventure?
Not in Disney World. And Disney World
Disneyland.
now has the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, which is a roller coaster where you actually feel like you're on a mine train.
Is it I gather it's a kids roller coaster because
Yeah. I think they renamed Snow White's Scary Adventure and all the other parts to like Snow White's Wish.
what was it called? Snow White's what?
Snow White's Scary Adventure.
And we'll probably talk more about the Disney parks in a little bit too.
That's actually still in Disneyland.
I thought
It
they renamed
is.
it.
Well, actually, it was changed to Snow White's Enchanted Wish in Disneyland, Tokyo Disneyland, Disneyland Paris, and
Shanghai.
at the Magic Kingdom.
Oh,
Yeah. So it's Snow White's Enchanted Wish is a dark ride at the Disneyland Tokyo Disneyland and Disneyland Paris theme parks, and formerly at the Magic Kingdom, located in Fantasyland. It is one of the few remaining attractions that was operational in Disneyland's opening day in 1955.
wow.
Although it has seen several different redesigns over its history, the ride story is based on Disney's 1937 film Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, their first animated feature film. Oh, it closed May 31st, 2012.
In Orlando. Because of the Fantasyland
Disneyland.
expansion.
Magic Kingdom.
Oh, Magic Kingdom. Sorry.
Mhm.
Magic Kingdom closed in.
Gotta get that eagle eye.
Sorry, my mistake. Magic Kingdom closed in May. No, wait, Magic Kingdom closed?
No. Honey,
No, Magic Kingdom
ride
just closed the
at
ride because they were expanding Fantasyland. It's okay.
I'm sorry.
Forgive her, everyone. She's having a
I'm
day.
sorry.
Okay, Jess, we forgive you.
All right.
Okay.
No.
It was so the ride at Magic Kingdom closed on May 31st, 2012. It opened at Magic Kingdom October 1st, 1971, and it was replaced by Princess Fairy Tale Hall.
Or pretty much you meet and greet all the Disney princesses.
Not bad.
I guess.
Basic thing to say.
I'm just still looking at some of the information.
All right, but I think if you guys are ready to move on,
Yeah.
we will.
Yeah.
So
okay.
into the 1940s, where we
Yeah.
got a lot of war propaganda from Disney. Along,
Well, before that though,
we have Bambi and Dumbo and Pinocchio.
this was the move which I think
Oh, and Fantasia.
And Fantasia.
we gotta talk about Fantasia when we get there. But anyway, Pinocchio, even though Snow White was the first ever official Disney movie, was the first official Disney movie. I think Pinocchio was really the one that really put the Disney staple.
How so?
Well, I think one of the things is, one of the big song of that movie became Disney's anthem,
Yeah.
When You Wish Upon a Star.
Oh, yeah.
That is Disney's anthem.
But I thought When You Wish Upon I forgot that it was in this one, but I thought it was Cinderella though that made
No,
it.
that's a dream is your wish your heart makes.
Always get those mixed up.
It's okay. I could, but yeah, Pinocchio is, of course, with, wanting to be a real boy, nose growing when you lie. But once you think about it, when you look at Disney and Pinocchio, at Snow White and Pinocchio, Pinocchio's a darker film.
Oh
It is.
yeah. And there's also drugs and alcohol in it.
Yeah.
And when Pinocchio goes to the island, I forget what the island's called, but
Pleasure
Treasure
Island.
Island. Treasure Island.
Pleasure.
oh wait,
Pleasure?
pleasure?
Pleasure Island.
Okay. Did not know that. When he goes to Pleasure Island, sorry, now my head is like, and he gets turned into a donkey, because apparently, depending on how long they stay there or whatever, I think that's what it was. They turn into a donkey. That was just insane. I mean, that was like I think that's the first time where kids saw, okay, if you do this, you'll change into something else. I think like
Mhm.
that darkness of like seeing that was like also very like impactful and too.
Because once you think about it this way, guys. there's no really happy ending for those kids because the kids aren't escaped. The guy who runs it isn't defeated. Pinocchio just runs away.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
And yeah, I think this was the movie that really put that Disney touch on it.
Right.
But like I said, it's pretty dark as well. Like I said, the official stamp was it introduced "When You Wish Upon a Star," which became Disney's theme song.
Mm.
And yeah, any other thoughts, or am I just rambling at this point?
Yeah.
You're doing great. I'm
Yeah.
just checking on our chat board and whatnot.
Okay.
All right.
Who wants to? Okay.
So why don't we talk about Fantasia as
Yeah.
well?
You know what? Interesting story about how Fantasia started. Leopold Stokowski, who was the conductor, actually had dinner with Walt Disney. Walt Disney wanted to. He afraid Mickey Mouse. Well, I don't know why I almost said Mickey Mantle, but Mickey Mantle's awesome too. John liked that one, so
All right.
okay.
We
Anyway,
love good typos.
what was that, John?
Said we love a good typo.
Yeah, but Mickey Mouse, because Walt Disney thought Mickey Mouse was losing popularity, so he actually wanted to do a short called The Sorcerer's Apprentice. Originally, it was actually, did you know it was actually supposed to be Dopey?
Really?
Seven Dwarfs was supposed to be The Sorcerer's Apprentice,
Oh.
I did not know that.
but Walt wanted to use this as a vehicle to drive up the popularity of Mickey Mouse. So he made it to Mickey, and Walt talked to Leopold Stokowski about this. And Leopold not only offered to conduct the short, he said he would do it for free.
Wow.
Wow.
So, but then after that, it was like they actually thought of, hey, let's do a couple of them and let's just turn this into a concert film. Fantasia is one of my favorite Disney movies because there really is no, once you think about it, there really is no plot.
Yeah.
And because like the first music is the Bach's Toccata and Fugue, it's just like the different type of images that you might run through your head when you hear this. It doesn't tell a story or anything. It just, you guys get what I'm saying? It's just
Yeah.
what you can imagine when you hear the music.
Right.
And I just love Rite of Spring, I think is great. The Nutcracker Suite is wonderful. Okay, you all know what I'm going to say, what my favorite segment is.
The gargoyle one?
Yes, the Night on Bald Mountain / Ave Maria,
Oh.
which is the Chernabog, which is the devil. Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about the most famous one, which is the Sorcerer's Apprentice, which it's cute, it's fun. I think it's fun, like how Mickey just wants to, the brooms and then the floods and everything, and Mickey's the sorcerer, Jan Sid. Everyone think about that for a second. Jan Sid. Did you get it yet?
Jan Sid.
Yensid.
I get it.
I don't get it.
You're gonna have to tell me, bud.
Jan Sid is Disney spelled backwards.
It took me a second there. Yep. Pretty good.
Yeah. And the Fantasia, yeah, but as you say, my favorite segment is the Night on Bald Mountain / Ave Maria, because Chernobog, who is in, I want to say, Slavic folklore, he's the devil. And it's supposed to be how he shows how the devil is just taking souls and destroying them again.
Mm-hmm.
And then the end of the segment, when you hear the bells, the ding ding, and then it goes in, of course, to Schubert's Ave Maria, because I love that's a contrast between good and evil, the contrast between the profane and the sacred, as Deems Taylor said in the film. And did you know, like, originally the hooded monks that were going to be walking in the end of Ave Maria, they originally wanted them walking into a cathedral and showing a statue of the Virgin Mary, but they thought that was going to be too religious, so they just went with nature. So yeah, I think Fantasia is one of my favorite Disney movies. I'm sorry I monopolized this whole thing. I
I'll
yield.
talk more later.
I yield.
Well, also they do a Fantasia like show kind of ish at the Disney theme parks.
Fantasmic, I think, right?
Yeah, Fantasmic. And the first time I went to Disney World in Orlando, it was I must have been like 5 or 6. It was when my grandfather, may he rest in peace, was working with as a ticketer, like someone who gives like sells tickets and everything for Disney. And I remember going, and we saw Fantasia, Fantasmic. I know I'm saying it wrong, and I apologize. And it was beautiful. They do a great job showing it at the Disney park.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
This is Fantasia, right? We're still on
This is Fantasia.
Yeah, this is
Okay, I'm just
Fantasia.
making sure.
I mean, I don't know if we're going to talk anything else about the 40s, or are we also going to talk about the war propaganda,
You
little
could-
controversy.
Ooh, controversy is always fun.
It was like one of those like Disney shorts where Donald Duck is like, I hate to say this word.
Not
Yeah,
yeah.
I can't say it. I
I
cannot
can't say it either.
Okay,
And-
do you
and-
want me to?
Fascist. That's the word I could say.
Would you like me to say it?
And
Preferably not, but I think
Yeah.
we all know where that one's going.
I'm just gonna say the word fascist.
Let's just
and
say
let's go
it
from
was a
there, okay?
political movement that was popular in Germany in the 1930s.
Yeah, we don't need to go there, but we know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
No, but I know, what is it? The in the Fiero's face.
something like that.
Yeah, I actually think that whatchamacallit, that I actually think that cartoon is kind of entertaining.
Okay.
Like in the dream, and then when he's doing the you know what to you know who throughout the film, that he goes, and at the end he's going, oh, thank God I'm a citizen of the United States of America. You know, that was when, and he's hugging the Statue of Liberty statue.
No, gosh. Thank goodness I did not see that one. I refuse to see that.
Hmm.
Well, did you see the what's it called? I forgot what it's called. It doesn't have Mickey or Donald or anything. It's called Requiem for something. It's about a young boy who's being taught about that certain ideology, which we cannot say without possibly getting in trouble with YouTube.
Of course.
And it shows him that, I forgot the name of it. I am so sorry, guys.
You're fine.
That's okay.
You're good, bud. You're good.
It's called the Requiem for something, but
Dream?
No, that's the movie I would never watch because of. But
You're right.
it,
Sorry.
it shows him being educated through that certain ideology.
Indoctrination. Let's put it that way. He's been
He's
indoctrinated.
being indoctrinated by that ideology, and then it shows near the end when he's a soldier, he's marching and he's going to war, and the cartoon ends with all of them as crosses,
Mm,
as as grave markers.
right.
Right.
So yeah, there were a bunch of others too. I'm gonna say I kind of liked Warner Brothers' World War II propaganda cartoons better than Disney's, unpopular opinion.
We'll talk about Warner Brothers in its own video in the future because it's all Warner Brothers also celebrating 100 years.
They are.
Congratulations
Woo!
to Warner Brothers. We'll talk about you guys eventually, we promise.
We might mention you one more time in this feature.
Yeah, but
There's a movie I will talk about later.
yeah, but also like around this time, Disney was, they had Bambi that was released in 41, I think.
Yeah, and then Dumbo. I mean,
Oh,
there's
Dumbo
really
came
a
first.
lot of movies out that were like popular in Disney, and that was just all because of World War II.
Yeah, well, I'll just breeze through.
Sorry, killed a bug.
Yeah, but Dumbo was actually one of Disney's cheaper films because Fantasia cost a fortune to make.
Mm. Also, it's one of its racist films too.
Oh, because of the.
Crows.
We're going there, aren't we?
The
And it's also another drunk movie too, and psychedelic movie. So you get racism, psychedelic, drugs, and alcohol in one movie.
the
But
Crows,
go ahead, Jess. I'm sorry.
remind me correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm pretty sure I am going to be wrong with this. The Crows, were they Russian?
No,
No.
American Circus.
Okay.
There was a movie where crows were Russian in it in Disney. Can't remember what movie now.
Crows are Russian in Disney?
Well,
I'll think about it when we get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you folks think the crows are racist?
Okay, remind me what
It's-
happened.
it's been a while.
They're more towards the end of the Dumbo movie, but we can show you. Go up.
Oh, those.
I mean,
I
oh, I
think
also forgot the controversial one we could talk about before we go to the 50s.
okay, the reason why they're considered racist is because the head crow is named
Jim Crow.
Jim Crow.
Yeah.
Well, that would explain a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the one with the blue vest and the purple shirt, right?
Yep.
And I think the controversy is one of them was voiced by a white actor, but the rest of them I think were voiced by black actors, but I'm not 100% sure. Do we really want to touch this?
We can go to Song of the South if you really want to go that far. Now.
Do we really want to go there?
I mean, it's best to talk about it
Yeah.
and just remember it was there, and now things have changed.
Okay, you know what I gotta say here, folks. I'm getting on my soapbox here.
Go for it, man.
You gotta look at these films in their historical context.
Absolutely.
Not that I'm saying what these, it's like what Disney Plus does now when they show films like this. They put a disclaimer. This is a product of its time. Such depictions were wrong then, and they're wrong now.
Yep.
So you got to look at when we talk about the crows in Dumbo or the Indians in Peter Pan or Song
Or Song of the South, which I think they got rid of Song of the South.
Oh, Disney. Okay, Allie, besides you and I. Okay, JT, John, Jess. Wow, just realized. Besides Allie and I, we have all J names here tonight.
Oh, good. What do you got?
Have you ever heard of Song of the South?
I have not. John, have you?
I have not. I don't.
I'm saying yes with the question mark because I don't remember it.
Okay.
It
Have
was
you
kind
ever
of like a racial 1940s film. They did have a black actor leading it.
heard this song? Zippity doo dah,
Oh, yes,
zippity
yes.
yay.
That's from Song of the South.
That is from Song of the South. Like
Okay, then.
that.
Let's put it this way: it was during its time. Also, this was the reason why Splash Mountain existed, and now will be replaced in next year with another ride, which we'll mention later.
But the thing is, they're now because it was based off a book called Uncle Remus's Tales, and the film was so controversial. Disney never home released it.
It what?
They never gave it a home release.
It was too controversial. It was too racist. It was not meant for its time.
Song of the South because it takes place in post-Civil War South, and the character may or may not been the thing that the 13th Amendment outlawed.
All right.
We
I
don't
know
know.
where you're coming from. I won't repeat the word, but I know.
So let's just say Disney, it's one of those things that they don't want to.
Let's just say it's a Bruno. It's a movie. We don't talk about it.
I like that. I like that designation.
They're probably like, hey,
It's
this is what Disney headquarters like. Hey, how about some of the shh? We don't talk about that anymore.
We don't talk about that.
We don't.
We'll talk about Bruno later too, but still, anything
Oh, yeah.
that's very controversial, it'll be called a Bruno movie
Yes.
It's a Bruno movie.
because we
And
don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like I've really been monopolizing things, and
I could take over. We're going to the 50s. Let's get
Yeah,
back
but-
to Disney.
But we'll say this, like during the 40s, Dumbo and Bambi, a lot of those films didn't do so well at the box office because of World War II, and the European box office was closed. And throughout the 40s, the army came in, took over Disney Studios.
And Disney ran out of money at that point, in which he decided to try one more film, which
And that
became-
And that was Cinderella.
Yeah,
Yep.
there were there were the package films at that point, but
So
we don't
this is
really
probably
talk about them.
at the time one of Disney's highest points.
Can I interject? So, so Cinderella, even though it's a movie that's literally from rags to riches, I feel like personally, I feel like Cinderella has taught young girls that that despite the hard times that you go through, it'll turn out well in the end, despite what happens in your life. And I'm not saying that there's not going to be times where you might feel down or whatever. Of course, that happens in life. It's you can't get away from that. But I feel like
Right.
Cinderella is one of those princesses that actually relates to younger girls than, let's say, like Snow White or Pocahontas or
Aurora, which we're talking about. The
yeah,
50s.
or Aurora.
Aurora only appeared in 10 minutes of the film.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like Cinderella, that's why a lot of girls relate more or want to be more like Cinderella
Mhm.
when they go to Disney World or Disneyland. And
We'll also be discussing about Disneyland in a minute.
yeah, or even for Halloween they want to go to Cinderella. But yeah, so
All right. So we definitely have a bunch of good movies besides Cinderella. We also have Alice in Wonderland as well. We also have, well, we know what Alice in Wonderland is. It's a psychedelic movie.
Wait, I'm late for a very important date. No time to say hello, goodbye. I'm late.
That's pretty much it. Alice pretty much dreams this whole Wonderland thing.
Well,
You get a lot of really good characters, a story in it too,
because
and not
Disney,
trusting people.
because Walt actually had a very big connection to Alice in Wonderland because he used to do a series of films called the Alice Comedy Series.
Yes.
are you guys I'm sorry, I wanted to look to see what the amount of money that Walt made with Cinderella. Are you guys okay if we go back to Cinderella for a second?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I looked it up. I don't, as right now, I don't see the amount that Walt made, but fun little fact. So Cinderella, or the Little Glass Slipper, is a folk tale with thousands of variants throughout the world. So pretty much the protagonist is a young woman living in forsaken circumstances that are suddenly changed to remarkable fortune, and gets a throne via marriage and whatever. The original story was
It's dark.
Huh?
It's dark.
It's very dark. Very,
Let's
very
just say
dark.
a little surgical procedures on the feet.
Of the stepsisters.
And a
But
good quote, they'll shoot their eyes out or they'll get their eyes poked out.
yeah.
Let's
But-
just get in those words.
So the story of I'm gonna spell it because I don't know how to say it.
Le Cendrillon.
Huh?
Cendrillon?
No.
No.
Rhodopis.
Nope.
Was recounted by the Greek geographer Strabo. It's about a Greek slave girl who marries the king of Egypt, and it's considered to be the earliest known variant of the Cinderella story, and that was between 7 BC and AD 23.
Oh wow.
Let me see. Hold on. 1, 2, 3.
All right. Good?
Give me 1 second. Hold on.
Because there's a lot to talk about.
No, I know. Hold on. Money. Huh. Why can't I find it?
Just leave
All
it
right,
for later.
yeah, leave it. If I find out
Alright.
how much he made,
You can just put it in the chat and we can discuss it when we get back to it.
yeah.
Okay?
Mhm.
So we're going back into the 50s, all the movies. We also get the first Disney theme park. We get Disneyland opening in 1955. And the only theme park Walt Disney got to see.
Which
Wow.
one?
Disneyland,
The one in
California.
yeah. I also keep mixing those two up too.
Nice.
And some of the rides that have been at Disneyland have been there the whole time. Like, for example, we're talking Alice in Wonderland. We're talking about the Mad Tea Party ride. We're also talking about the Snow White ride that's been there. Peter Pan's Flight started there in the 1950s. And also, I think during the time, I think Disney, it was somewhere between the 50s and 60s, Walt Disney had stuff for the World's Trade Fair when that was back and popular. Like some of the rides he had there was It's a Small World, which ended up coming into Disney, I think somewhere in the early 60s. Yeah. And I think another ride was the Carousel of Progress.
Yeah. Oh my God, that one was
That's my dad's favorite ride.
that was one of my favorite rides that was there, was the Carousel of Progress, because you were able to see how Walt started Disney and where it ended up at that point. When
It's also metaphorically too.
Yeah.
It's a huge metaphor of where we are right now and how terrible the future is.
Yeah.
As you see the oven burn.
But what about the song? It's gonna be a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.
You are getting it wrong. And if I told my dad to come sing it here, I'll probably end up start screaming and shine the screen off. It is one of the most annoying songs I hate.
No, but I think of one song that's even more annoying than it.
If you sing it, Bill, I'm
No.
coming over. I'm
I'm not
finding
gonna
you
do
sing-
that. I'm not gonna torture you, lovely.
If I'm thinking It's a Small World after
Yeah.
all,
Nah, I like that song.
no, absolutely not.
You know, I gotta tell you
No.
something kind of morbid, but something kind of funny at the same time.
Okay.
We talk about it afterwards.
Okay, you want me
Okay.
to tell you afterwards so we
amount-
can just move on?
The amount of times my parents have sung that to me as a kid after going on that ride, I wanted to scream. Okay.
Mm.
It's an annoying song. No one.
I got something really annoying though. Out of
What?
all the rides in Disney in general, how come the longest ride is always Peter Pan's flight?
Because it's the slowest ride. Huh? I'm sorry, your audio's cutting out.
The ride is only 3 minutes. What the?
Seriously?
Yes.
Wow.
And yet there's like a 90-minute to 2 hour wait.
I guess terrible planning? I don't know.
Isn't that like the most popular ride?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's probably why.
Well, I don't know. It shouldn't be the most popular ride.
Well,
Because like there are other rides in Disney. Like you got Space Mountain, which I'll discuss later. You got well, Splash Mountain's gone. You got Big Thunder Mountain Railroad.
do we still talk about Splash Mountain though?
Sure.
Before we do, interesting fact about Disneyland. President Obama, when he was in Occidental College, late 70s, early 80s, he and his friends saw a Kool and the Gang concert there once.
That's
Really?
Words, got on the gondola ride, started smoking, and got promptly ejected from Disneyland.
Wow.
This was in the 70s, you said?
What was that, Bill?
It was in the 70s, you said?
Like late 70s,
Yeah.
early 80s, whenever he
Who
was.
would know that those people who kicked him out, that in about 20, 30 something years, that man became president of the United States. So,
Yeah.
You know what, Ryan?
anything can happen, folks. Anything can happen.
You know what ride I wish Disney World had?
What?
The Matterhorn ride.
I thought they did.
No, Disneyland has it. Disney World has Expedition Everest, and we could talk Disney World when we get to Disney World. All right. What else is happening?
Matterhorn ride is again?
Everest is in Animal Kingdom, and that had the Yeti in it, and that's a huge roller coaster. The
No, no.
Matterhorn is like the Matterhorn bobsled ride.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that ride was in. Yeah, so that was Disneyland. That was 55, right?
It will be 70 years. 2 years.
Oh. Fun little tidbit, because I realized this. When they were celebrating 100 years of Disney, the Disneyland castle, first of all, the castles are different.
Yes.
The one in Disney World is Cinderella. The one in Disneyland, if I am
I
correct,
think all the other ones except for Orlando and Shanghai are Sleeping Beauty castles.
oh, Sleeping Beauty. Okay, I thought it was Belle. And
Cinderella's castle is Orlando.
Yeah.
Shanghai has a different castle. It's like a storybook castle.
anyway, that I did not know though. So Disneyland had, if I remember correctly, had the 50 on it, and Disney World had the 100 on it.
No. Well, now with the movies, Disneyland's castle is in every movie opening.
No.
No.
When they were celebrating the 100 years of
It would switch. Disney World because
switch?
it was celebrating 50.
oh, so Disneyland had the 100 on the castle, and Disney World had the. I thought it was.
Well, they both have the 100 on it.
One of them had the 50.
That was World. That was
Oh.
Disney World because it was celebrating its 50th anniversary during COVID.
That's why I'm thinking of that. Never mind.
Say it with me, folks. 1, 2, 3. Thanks, COVID.
COVID, look what you made us do.
Look what you made us do, COVID.
Oh, now that song stuck in my head by Taylor Swift.
I know.
Look what you made.
There's
me
one
do.
other thing I do want to mention, and I think this
Yeah.
was in the 40s and 50s. And I'll be honest, it was very, I hate to say this word, but I'm going to say this word, pedophilia. And that's the Mickey Mouse Club.
I'm
The leader of the club who's made for you and me.
Like the kids on there, and then you had an adult. Don't you think it was very,
Suspicious.
Oh, that. I never
yeah.
watched that.
Not the new one, the 50s. There you go.
I never
at that.
watched that.
But just thinking of the kids on there, and although my I'm getting Barney vibes all over again.
Yeah. I feel that.
Oh God, seriously, you gotta you're ruining the audience's childhood here, Allie.
Boomers' childhood.
You're ruining the boomers'
Okay.
childhood.
Okay, boomers. So
I'm gonna have to say this. I know I'm not a boomer because I was not born during that period, but I grew up watching a lot of Disney and everything because my parents. So oh, that's so weird.
well, these are the 50s. We can talk about the 90s one when we get there. We get to the 90s.
Yeah,
And
can
you
we
get Justin Timberlake, Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears on that one. Who knew that they were Disney before they became famous?
MOUSE.
All right.
So I got the song stuck in my head now. Thank you,
I
Allie.
think it's time to go to the 60s. I think we need to get into the decade of love
Doom,
and death.
now.
Unfortunately, the 60s had a few good movies. Yes, we had a lot of live action, such as Mary Poppins. We had the first Parent Trap.
Was
Homeward Bound.
Herbie.
Yes, Herbie.
Herbie.
Treasure Island, Pollyanna.
Oh, I love that movie.
You also had some good animated, like 100 Wall Dalmatians. You had the Jungle Book. I'm trying to think what else was in the 60s.
The Jungle Book, which was the last animated film by Walt Disney himself.
Yes, before he passed away at the age of 65-ish. Hold on, I'm looking this up right now quickly.
Bare necessities, the simple bare
But during that time,
oh, isn't that Sword in the Stone?
Sword and Stone, I think, was in the 60s.
Yes, it was. Which was actually the musical debut of the Sherman Brothers, which then did the Jungle Book, Mary Poppins, Bedknobs and Broomsticks.
Mm-hmm. Disney did die 10 days after his 65th birthday.
Say that again?
Disney died 10 days after his 65th birthday.
Oh, wow. Walt Disney?
Walt Disney died because of his use of cigarettes and had lung cancer from it.
And no, he was not cryogenically frozen.
I was just gonna say, wasn't there a rumor?
There was a rumor that he was frozen, and that ended up not being true. He was cremated. No,
sure?
he was not Ted Williams.
Okay, how do we know that for sure, though?
We don't.
Exactly.
Again, it's a Bruno thing. We don't talk about it when we're not sure about it.
You know who was frozen?
Right.
Ted Williams. But that's not relevant to any of this, but still, it's true. Ted Williams.
All right, can we get back to Disney?
Yes, we
Yeah.
can.
I love family-friendly, supercalifragilistic.
Sorry, I
expialidocious.
was trying to do a John Oliver thing right there. It didn't work.
Really quite atrocious.
Yes, and surprisingly, Mary Poppins is one of the best, hybrid animated live action movies.
Can we, like, I don't know if this would be like now or later on in the podcast, but Mary Poppins Returns.
Later.
Okay.
We'll talk about the live reboots and reanimations later.
Yeah, get the tequila ready, folks.
But
John,
seriously,
Jess, you
the
have
fun-
any tequila over there that you can spare with the rest of us?
Let's get back to Mary Poppins. And this
Are you literally checking?
Actually, there was an interesting fact.
Deal a check.
Oh
And turning
my
off the television.
God.
I just realized-
Okay, we good?
yeah, John's literally checking.
No. But you know who's still living?
Hey,
So,
Mary Poppins and Bert. Julie Andrews and
Yes.
Dick Van Dyke are still alive.
Dick
God
Van Dyke-
bless them.
Actually, a little spoiler alert for later, and I apologize. Dick Van Dyke actually appears in Mary Poppins Returns.
Yeah, that's true. And surprisingly, this also became a musical too.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
there's a lot about Mary Poppins.
Did you know with the musical though? Because P.L. Travers hated the movie.
Really?
And there's a movie about that.
Yeah, if you've ever seen the movie Saving Mr. Banks,
Yes.
It's about how this became something.
He hated the movie. She hated the
He
movie.
hated the movie.
And actually, years later, when she did the Broadway music, when she made it into a musical, she had one condition. The condition was only English writers were allowed to work on it.
Oh wow.
And nobody from film production were allowed,
Wow.
including the Sherman brothers. She did not allow them to write new songs for them, but I'm guessing as a gesture of goodwill, they did keep the movie songs in the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like P.L. Travers actually did an interview, I want to say in the 70s, she did a radio interview. They asked her, well, what did you think of the film? She goes, I liked Julie Andrews. But Dick Van Dyke later on said, yeah, she hated me. She hated Julie. But in the interview, she said, it's good on its own merits, but it's nothing compared to my books.
Mm.
I would have said that to you with a terrible British accent, but I decided not to.
Right. Wasn't there also a movie in the 60s involving Angela Lansbury? That's Bedknobs and Broomsticks, right?
Yeah, that was the early 70s, I think.
I guess we're going to the 70s.
Guess we're going there.
There's not really much about the 60s, but the only thing about it was by the time Disney died, he was working, yes, on Walt Disney World.
No.
He was working on Walt Disney World up to the moment when he died.
Wow.
67.
Yep. Which opened on October 1st, 1971
Oh, wow.
in Orlando.
Which,
Arista-
funny enough,
okay.
has its own special district
Oh
in
yeah.
Florida.
Yeah, it does.
For now, but the rest of that topic is a Bruno.
That's another thing we're not going to discuss.
We
job.
don't talk about Brunos.
JT and I have an agreement that I do not make weird political statements on
You're
this
not even
podcast.
speaking,
So
JT.
I'm not
What's
going
up?
to.
What?
Yeah, JT, what's going on? You good?
He's fine.
Hiding.
So going back to the picture that JP had before with the aristocrats, Robin Hood, Pooh Bear, and can't remember.
Rescuers, Robin Hood.
Those I've seen 3 out of those 4. I've seen the aristocrats, Robin Hood, and Pooh. I grew up with Pooh Bear. I had like all the stuff.
I did too. So
I had all the stuffed animals of the Pooh Bear cast, I guess you could call it, characters. Pooh Bear, I think, was one of the. Just talk about Pooh Bear for a second. I think Pooh Bear was one of the most watched. Oh, okay, no problem. Was one of the most watched cartoons I get as kids were growing up. And one of the most beloved characters as well.
Mm.
But also, fun fact, they have this theories out there that each character from Pooh is a mental illness.
That is true.
that is. And this, you know what?
Yeah.
I will not classify this as a Bruno. I will not classify this as a Bruno because that's actually a very interesting theory.
But it's just a theory.
No, it's real.
It's
correct
a
me if
mixed
I'm
bag
wrong.
theory.
Correct me if I'm okay. Let's see if I can get this right. Okay.
Not
Correct
the
me if
blood
I'm
and
wrong.
honey.
Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong. Right. Ready? Okay.
I can help if you need me to help.
Okay.
just
Tigger
started-
is ADHD.
I did a report on that.
Who?
Sense.
Pooh Bear?
No.
Tigger.
Oh yeah,
Tigger is
Piglet-
ADHD.
Piglet's anxiety.
Piglet's anxiety.
Eeyore's depression.
Yeah, Eeyore's depression. Rabbit is OCD.
Yep.
What is Pooh?
Obesity? Not obesity, but
No.
something else. Let me think.
Think,
Oh,
think, think.
Isn't Kangaroo and why can't I remember her kid's name?
Kanga
Rue.
and Rue.
Kanga
Rue.
and Rue. Weren't they PTSD?
Rue, I think it's
No.
actually autism.
Oh yeah, Rue's autism. What's Kanga?
I have no idea.
Social anxiety.
And
Who is impulsivity?
Christopher
Oh, yeah,
Robin
with the honey.
is schizophrenia,
Yeah.
I think.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
What?
Christopher Robbins is schizophrenia.
What's owl?
Narcissism.
Narcissism, dyslexia, or Alzheimer's. I don't know. They're saying too many things.
Yeah, but I always have a special spot for Pooh because I love, like you, Jess, I loved Winnie the Pooh growing up. My mother to this day loves Winnie the Pooh. I will say with the film, please do not laugh. The Huffalumps and Woozles still scare me to this day.
Well, they're so adorable.
The song like creeped me the hell out.
Good. I'll play that next time, Bill.
Oh God, no!
Beware, Bill.
Beware, beware, beware!
Of the Huffalumps and Woozle, whatever they are.
They're very confusals.
But like Winnie the Pooh though is definitely like the animation in that was phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean the picture that JT is showing now. I mean look at that.
It feels like you want to be in this little
Yeah.
world.
Yeah, and
Okay.
also I saw like a short video of how Pooh Bear ended up getting the red shirt. And that was Mickey had like I'm gonna say a romper, because that's what it looked like, and he cut it in half. He gave the top part to Pooh and kept the bottoms.
Mm.
Hmm.
I got a weird question. I'll look this up because we know Winnie the Pooh is based off a book by A.A. Milnes. When did Disney buy this? Because I think this probably might be another acquisition they got. Let me see. Oh, wow. So it has been revealed that they have received the licensing rights to the Winnie the Pooh characters and stories in 1961.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Yeah, but now we see Winnie the Pooh in a horror movie.
Yeah. I asked JT what he thought of Winnie the Pooh, and he says he loves it. And
I
what
mean, I've never
horror
seen that movie, the Blood and Honey.
I think
But don't-
you know who my
JT, are you crazy?
we're talking Disney. We're not. This is PG
Really just
ish.
Bruno this immediately.
JT, seriously?
JT, you better put your mic on. Because at this point, we better hear the laundry going.
okay. You know who my favorite Pooh character is?
But
You can't do it. Sorry. I love Tigger.
no.
No, that's creepy.
The wonderful thing about Tigger, I love Tigger. He's just so much fun.
And JT loves Pooh. You know, it's just the foils of you two, Bill and JT.
JT.
The host of the mouse, who's a silent movie character right now. Mainly making me have to do all the talking here.
And us. Come on, we're all doing this.
JT, it's
All in this
okay.
Together.
It's all right, JT.
We'll talk about High School Musical later too.
I was gonna declare that a Bruno, but okay. we'll
I
talk about it.
forgot that High School Musical was Disney.
Okay.
That's
So,
bad.
Yes.
but
A little
anyway,
bit. Okay.
Okay,
Anything
but
else in the
anyway,
70s? I'm gonna
this was during what they call the
the dark era.
or
What, the
a more
70s?
neutral term is called the Bronze Age.
It's called the dark era. 70s to 80s Disney is dark.
Because this is when Disney was sort of
Lost.
it had been years since Walt had died, and
Yeah. Oh, I forgot Pete's Dragon too, and
Oh.
I don't know what that's all about, but you know.
You just roll around to the
We also got
food.
the first Shaggy Dog as well. I think we got Witch Island too. I don't know. There's so many movies, but I think the most important key was the opening of Walt Disney World. Was the biggest part of Disney in the 70s. I think. Thank you, JT.
Thanks,
We'll be
Jake.
hearing from JT in about 10 minutes.
So you know what? Since Walt Disney World is the big thing. Here's a question for you folks. For those who've been to Walt Disney World, or if you've only been to Disney, if you've been to any Disney park, okay? What's everyone's favorite ride at Disney World?
We're just talking the Magic Kingdom, right?
Now we'll talk all parks.
So it's what? Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom,
Hollywood Studios.
And Epcot.
and Epcot.
For me, I'll start. I have to go. We'll be talking more about. Well, we could talk briefly about the Disney parks because I don't want to talk about it in the 80s, 90s. So pretty much Epcot opened 10 years later, 1981. 1989, Hollywood Studios, formerly known as MGM Studios, opened because of a race of the race between them and Universal Studios being open. And then Animal Kingdom opened in 1998. And they also have two water parks and Disney Springs, formerly known as Downtown Disney. Random facts of Allison, people.
Well, also fun fact: Animal Kingdom is shutting down.
Really?
Don't say that.
I'm not joking. They're literally shutting it down because not enough people are going.
Aw.
Let me see this. I gotta read this because that is no way true. There is no way Animal Kingdom
We're
is
waiting
shutting down.
confirmation on that.
I'm pretty
No,
Or
it is not shutting down, Jessica.
Wait, no, there's a park that's shutting down because there's not enough.
The water parks. The water parks are shutting down.
Aha! Wait.
Wait. Okay, it says right
We
here.
have not gotten
Disney
an official one
Diane,
from D23,
Disney-
people.
Disney's Animal Kingdom may be closing permanently. This is due to high costs and low revenue.
Told you.
It is dated on January 13th in this year of our Lord 2023.
Well, that sucks.
But March 1st, 2023, it is not going to be closing anytime soon.
But we
Because
just
of all
said
these
it.
rumors.
Give it time. Give it time. Hopefully it stays.
stays.
We'll have a debate about this in the future. But going back to favorite Disney park rides and going back in the 70s, it's Tower of Terror.
Okay. In Animal Kingdom, I don't remember what rides there were.
You had the safari ride, you had the dinosaur ride, you had the Everest ride, you had Avatar rides. We'll discuss Avatar later.
Avatar.
The
Avatar.
safari was actually really cool.
Disney World, JT. World.
oops.
We're off to a terrible mid part of the show. Don't worry.
It's a Bruno. We should never talk about this again.
Never. And never ever.
Meanwhile, it will be on the internet for the rest of time, for all the world to see.
All right, we're
I
going
wanna
back to
know
everyone's
what you'll
favorite
see it.
rides.
Okay, my favorite ride, I'm gonna say for Disney, for the Magic Kingdom, I'm gonna say Jungle Cruise.
Oh, you're going Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, for
You're going out for no one. Your favorite.
oh shoot, I haven't been there in years, so I gotta think.
I've been
last
there
time I
9
was
times in my
I've
life.
been there in almost 10 years, so
there
it's
once
always
Wow.
gonna be Tower of Terror.
in elementary school. So
Honestly, but if I do go back, I want to ride the Guardians of the Galaxy roller coaster. And I don't care. I will wait 3 hours for that ride.
yeah,
Although,
Yeah,
yes,
I'll probably say the Jungle Cruise because I barely remember any. Yeah, the last time I went to Disney wasn't so. Let's move on.
let's go to more darker things in the 80s. But do I dare talk about another acquisition that started in the 80s in which
What
they
was
had
it?
the Muppets?
It's time to play the music.
Yes, it is. But they didn't get bought by Disney until 2004, but they already had at that time a bunch of movies out. They had the Muppet movie out, They had The Great Muppet Caper and they had Muppets Take Manhattan. The first movie I think Disney did with the Muppets was A Christmas Carol.
Yeah,
Oh
which
my
was-
god, that was so good.
Which was the first one after Jim Henson died.
Right. Oh, we also forgot about in the 70s. There's one more thing.
What?
Star Wars.
Yeah, but Lucasfilms didn't get acquired by Disney until like 2012, though, I think.
Right, but it's still good to mention the beginning of Star Wars. We have to talk about the first 3 episodes, aka my favorite part of Star Wars. Screw the sequels, screw the prequels. They don't exist in my world.
I'm gonna stay out
Except
of
the
this part
Obi-Wan
of the
Kenobi
conversation.
series and
I don't-
Mandalorian.
I'm staying out of this part of the conversation. I don't know anything about Star Wars, so
That's fine.
My knowledge is fairly limited in its own right, so
So we'll make this quick then.
somehow sucks.
Yeah, I mean, we can have JT and I can have a whole episode based on Star Wars, right? We could do a debate: Star Wars versus Star Trek. Which one would be better?
Oh my God, that would be so intense.
okay. So
That would be
that's
the
gonna
biggest
for
nerd
another
gasm ever.
podcast.
What'd you say, Jessica?
I said that'll be another podcast.
It will be in a future episode, but we're going to talk about the first 3 episodes, not the first 3, episodes 4, 5, and 6 of Star Wars: A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, The Return of Jedi, telling the story of Luke Skywalker on his journey to becoming a Jedi by meeting up with Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ben Kenobi, to figure out how to save Princess Leia, aka his twin sister,
And beat in and trying to defeat.
Darth Vader, with the help of Harrison Ford's Han Solo and Chewbacca the Wookiee, along with few droids, C-3PO and R2-D2. Beep boop, beep boop.
My failed
What's
attempt.
to tell you?
I mean, this pretty much made Star Wars a movie people, honestly, families, you need to watch. I mean, not little kids, but maybe like preteens, teenagers. Please watch the original Star Wars. Even though, yes, it is from 1978 to 1984. The CGI was amazing. Like, it was probably the best, and I will say this, one of the best sci-fis ever. Ever. The best sci-fi movies. It is a sci-fi space opera. Well, soap opera, you know what I mean, but it just felt magical being there. And after watching this, I'll be honest, my favorite Disney princess is Leia. You know, she's not a Disney
Well,
princess.
I was gonna say,
I will allow it.
was she ever actually like?
She's not a Disney princess, but she is the first princess that can kick butt.
So she was never like formally announced she was a Disney princess.
No, never. But she's an unofficial but popular princess.
We'll allow it.
Amen.
Best princess ever. First one to know how to kick butt.
Fair enough.
Okay, so Star Wars, Lucasfilm, but even before Star Wars was acquired, they still had Star Wars Disney rides in Disney World.
They did have Star Tours, and that got revised later on. And now they have Star Wars Land in both Disney World and Disneyland, which is still hard to get into sometimes. And especially for people who want to ride the Millennium Falcon there. There's that one, and then there's a ride called Ride of the Resistance, which is basically the sequel. Like, with Kylo Ren, Adam Driver killing Han Solo. Not cool, bro.
$42 for a cocktail?
Yep. And $200 for a lightsaber.
Okay, that's got to be the best damn liquor there. If it's $42, it better be a
Trust
cocktail.
me, it's probably like stuff in the cantina that you never get the chance to buy and try.
Holy fucking shit.
Everyone here who partakes in alcoholic beverages, would you spend $42 for a cocktail?
It's
No.
exciting.
John?
Maybe if I win the lottery. One time.
Allie?
I haven't drank alcohol in over a year, so
No, absolutely not. I would not spend $42 on a freaking cocktail that I could make at home. Well, that he could make at home.
right. Oh, and
God, you
there's,
make good drinks. I'm coming over to your house.
and there's also one more thing they just added for Star Wars, and it's in Orlando. It's like a galactic cruiser, and I don't know how that works out.
Say
It's
that
like a
again?
pretend you get to stay in this hotel and be part of a whole story with
Oh,
Star
yeah.
Wars. I don't
I will
know.
tell you this: if I ever go there, I'm sneaking my own alcohol in.
I don't think you're allowed to.
That's more of a suggestion.
Try spending $12 on a Bud Light. And $5 on a bottle of water.
I would rather
I
pay
don't
the
even.
exorbitant bulk club prices than Disney club prices. It seems like Disney, and please correct me if I'm wrong, is going to be a lot more expensive.
See. All right, I think that's probably it with the 70s.
Okay,
Now
80s
Let's
was
get to the 80s. Let's
when-
get to the
when-
darker parts of Disney.
the dark part.
Okay, we had a couple movies. I don't know what these are.
Yeah,
We
The
got
Great Mouse Detective was good.
We did. We got the Black Cauldron.
The
We
Black
also got Fox and Hound.
Yeah, you want to know something about the Black Cauldron? You know what movie it lost to on its opening weekend?
What?
The Care Bears movie.
I love Care Bears.
What?
The Black Cauldron lost to the Care Bears.
That is the most sad thing.
I'm just gonna quickly, because we were talking about like pricing before. I'm sorry to go back to it very, very quickly. But I looked up how much a Disney ticket is.
$300 a day.
1 day tickets. Wait, how much did you say?
$300 for 1 day.
Nope.
It's more than that.
Nope.
200,
Nope.
250.
1 day. Can I tell you?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
1 day tickets range from $109 to $189. At this time, the lowest price for a 1 day ticket can be found between August and September of this year.
That could
For
kind
1
of make
day, one park.
Surprisingly, it's not that. I mean, yeah, it's still expensive,
But it's not as bad as we thought.
but it's not as bad as we thought. Yeah.
well, August, September, because that's right before, that's around the time the kids are going back to school.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Looks like Bill and I are taking a trip in August and September.
Count us in.
Hey,
Birthday
Super
week,
Review
birthday
Show!
week.
I'm a Disney!
Bill has a birthday week before. Towards the end of August.
Go! It'll be a blast!
Again, count us in.
Damn right!
Let's
Damn
do
right
it
you
before
guys
the
are
end of
coming!
August because
You
that
guys are part of this!
Alright.
Where?
Let's just get back to Disney because we're going. Let's get back to the darker part of Disney.
The dark part. And
dark.
because also
Oh.
around this time, there was what's called the Disney Exodus
Sparkling duck.
because of Don Bluth, a former
Mm.
Disney animator who made his own studio.
Right.
Okay. If I am correct, that middle picture is Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yeah.
And this is probably the only time you got to see Disney and Warner Brothers mash up.
Okay, so Who Framed Roger Rabbit is one of my favorite movies
Oh, I love that movie.
of all time because first it has I know I'm gonna mess up her last name. Jessica.
Rabbit.
Okay, so I was gonna be right. Jessica Rabbit. She, first of all, phenomenal, beautiful cartoon woman. But
Too beautiful for her.
yeah, beautiful for her. But she freaking kicked butt in that movie. Okay, when she was helping the detective find Roger Rabbit, she kicked butt.
You know what I also love in that movie? I love when Roger's like, Jessica, I cannot tell you the ways I love you. I'm going to 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000. And-
But that movie alone is one of the darkest movies of all time too,
Doc,
Oh
Judge
yeah.
Doom.
because I know I'm gonna go to the scene, and I apologize for going to the scene, but this is the one that mainly sticks out of my head. When the evil dude, whatever his
Oh, the eyes. The eyes.
What was it?
the creepy eyes that come out of the evil dude?
No.
No.
Well, yeah, I was thinking that one, but I was thinking when the evil dude don't remember his name.
Judge Doom.
Thank you. When he took the cartoon shoe and put
No,
it
that
into
one you
that-
tried. That
into the vat of whatever the heck that was, the green goo, and like made that shoe disappear. Like that traumatized me.
What about this part? Remember me when I killed your brother?
What?
No, when Dr. Doom reveals it when he's talking to Bob Hoskins' character.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, and his voice gets higher and higher and higher, and eventually,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also realized Honey, I Shrunk the Kids was in this.
Was it
section.
the 80s?
It's the 80s. And in Epcot, we also got Michael Jackson. We got Captain EO.
Bruno!
what is that top one in the picture?
Oh, that's Return to Oz on the left. So Disney doing their own Wizard of Oz.
It's creepy. It's called Return to Oz.
But isn't there a actual Return to Oz movie?
That's that.
Oh, that is creepy.
All right, I'm gonna end it right here. Let's get to the Let's finish the 80s off with the Renaissance.
And so
And Alan Menken, part of your world. We're not in the 90s.
we're not in the 90s yet.
JT,
We're in the Little Mermaid.
The movie that really put Disney back on the map and started the Renaissance. The Little Mermaid. Do 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 do
Yeah.
do 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 do.
Pretty much, 16-year-old girl decides to become a human because she fell in love with a human.
well, she saves Eric.
That's true. I just saw a video
You-
though. I'll be honest about theories about Ariel. I don't know.
So this movie, because all the other Disney movies have the princesses not really doing anything in the beginning in terms of like guys. Like they start the majority of the Disney movies are showing the princesses doing whatever they're doing, and then towards the end they show the prince coming to save them. In The Little Mermaid, Princess Ariel saves Prince Eric from drowning. And she brings him onto the shore. She swims away. And then it goes from that to Prince Eric saving her. So at first it's her saving him and then him saving her.
However, this is probably one of the weirdest things though with the Little Mermaid. After Ursula gives Ariel legs,
Yeah.
a Bruno.
Why? What?
Why else would there have been a Bruno? If you really want to know, ask in private message or ask after the podcast goes off the air.
Are we
Bingo.
talking about the wedding scene?
No, not the wedding scene. The first time with the legs.
I actually forget what
Oh.
you're talking about.
Tell us after the podcast. We declare.
Yeah.
it
We'll
to be
discuss
Bruno.
it.
We'll discuss it.
We'll discuss it after the podcast.
Yeah,
All
but
right.
no,
I'm back,
this was the movie that really put Disney on the map.
Yeah, put it back on the map. Yeah.
Yeah.
On it, because remember, Cinderella put it on the map. Little Mermaid put it back on the map.
And this
And we'll talk about the reboots later.
Yeah,
and this
live action.
and this opened up the doors to a beautiful time in Disney. And you know
The
what that's
90s.
called? This was called the Renaissance.
Renaissance.
And
A whole new. Sorry.
I know it was literally a whole new world.
It really was.
And a tale as old as time.
hmm
In a circle of life. Showing colors of the wind.
Hercules,
Which
But,
went 0 to hero.
which went, show me the reflection.
And you'll always be in our hearts.
I guess they're really starting with the men.
But
and the
there's
beer
no
right now.
Hellraiser.
But anyway,
Yeah.
But that's pretty much the best way to describe the Renaissance.
Yeah, but anyway, there was a Rescuers Down Under, which is considered an underrated classic.
Beauty and the Beast, which actually won our Disney Pixar.
Bracket, go back and watch that.
Go back and listen
Oh,
to
it's
that.
fun.
Yeah, I had so much fun doing that. And this was the first animated film to be nominated for an Oscar.
And it became the first Disney Broadway show, which won.
Yeah.
No, it did not win a Tony, but it was nominated for a Tony.
And you know what?
Lion
The film
King
was
won.
kind of, and I explained this before, the film was kind of sad in a way because Howard Ashman, who was Megan's songwriting partner and one of the brain trusts behind the Disney Renaissance, Beauty and the Beast was the last film he worked on when he passed away. At the end of the Howard Ashman, the last, if you look at the end credits, they said, to our dear friend Howard, who gave the mermaid a soul and who gave her the mermaid a voice and the beast a soul, we will be forever grateful.
Mhm.
And I love Beauty and the Beast. Like, and I told this story before, and I'll even say this with Little Mermaid. When I was just a little kid, I was like, that's a girl movie. I don't want to watch that. But okay, I was like 5. Everyone, give me a break. But when I watched it as an adult, I'm sorry, what was that, John? Go.
So you have been granted one break.
Okay, so that's my pardon for the evening, John. Okay, John says it's my pardon for the evening. So, but when I watched it again as an adult, I'm like, this is a really good movie. This is a really good film. And the songs are great. The opening number, Belle, the Gaston song, of course, Be Our Guest.
Mhm.
And of course, do 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 do.
Honestly, I think there's too much to talk about with the Disney Renaissance. I think it probably needs its own another podcast just talking about the Renaissance and how awesome.
Okay, but let's go on with the Renaissance. After Beauty and the Beast was, of course,
Aladdin.
Aladdin. And what does everyone think of Aladdin?
Robin Williams was freaking awesome as the genie.
10,000 impressions from Robin
to a
Williams.
crick in the neck.
May he rest in peace. Robin Williams was a freaking genius when it comes to voiceovers.
Oh, he was amazing.
Yeah.
Probably his best performance.
He was awesome in Aladdin. Like,
We do miss him.
I love Will Smith, but Will Smith cannot do Aladdin justice. Like, absolutely, he did not.
I think maybe now would be the good time to talk about the reboots of some of these Disney movies and how terrible they are compared to the originals.
Yeah. Okay.
Long story short.
Okay. So, how is everybody feeling about the potential Little Mermaid remake that's coming out next month?
Good luck.
Next month already?
Next month.
I'm a little excited for that one because I want to see how it turns out.
Man, I don't know.
Oh, am I gonna
There was so much controversy about it because of who is playing the Little Mermaid.
get me started on that? Like, I am so people literally been flipping out over nothing.
Exactly.
It's a movie. That's all it is. It's
It's
another
a
remake.
movie. If this is keeping you up at night, you seriously need a life.
Exactly.
I think-
You will.
And if they're really that bothered by it, there's
Don't watch it. Don't see it. Don't take your kids to see it.
Don't
Karen's and Kevin's. All right. Is that all with the
Little Mermaid. What did everyone think of the Beauty and the Beast live action remake?
Okay, I'm
Josh
sorry.
Gad was amazing. That's best line to say it. Josh Gad
I
deserves
thought it was okay.
Awesome. I'm
That's
sorry.
the only good
but,
part is Josh Gad and Luke Evans.
but Emma Watson. Wait,
Hermione-
yes.
Hermione Granger herself.
Hermione Granger herself.
Mind you.
When I found out that she was playing Belle, I was like, I don't know how to feel about this because I grew up with Emma Watson as Hermione. And that was like one of her biggest roles ever was Hermione Granger.
Mhm.
And little girls now are not going to see her as Hermione Granger. They're going to see her as Belle.
And I heard she got voice lessons to sing like Belle. She'd never sang before.
She did a good job, in my opinion.
She did a great job.
Oh
But-
yeah.
I don't know if I can really like see her as Belle, even though she did play Belle and she did great. Because I grew up with her as Hermione, I can't really like.
I know what you mean.
Do you guys understand what I'm trying to say?
Well, for a while, I couldn't see Tobey Maguire as anyone but Spider-Man, so I get what you're saying.
Exactly. Tobey Maguire's in The Great Gatsby. What?
Wait, what?
Yeah,
He was, yeah.
We'll talk about that another day.
Sorry, I had to bring it up.
you're fine. You're
I
fine.
didn't know that one.
In 2013, whatever, I forget.
Oh yeah.
Probably, I think the worst reboot that they ever did, Lion King.
What, the 2019 live action one?
Yes, I'm like, why would you do a freaking reboot of the Lion King 2019?
You know what? You know what? You want to know something? Okay, take out that 2019. Since we're in the Disney Renaissance, we need to talk about it. Now,
The actual, not it done yet. Something.
Idama.
Okay, it's my favorite movie. of all time.
Personally, I think the live action was good because
Okay. I disagree with you, but you're entitled to your opinion.
well, let me tell you why I think it was good.
Okay.
Because of even though the animals weren't real, they were CGIs, I believe. They literally caught every single detail of these animals. They caught every little look at the animated. Yeah, I know it's animated, but in the animated version, you can't really tell how the facial features are moving compared to like live action. Live action, you're able to see all the muscles moving and how they interact with the other characters. That's just my personal opinion. I mean, I love both. I like the live action and I like the animated. The animated was a little better than the live action, I will admit that, but the live action was still pretty good.
It made
I've
$1
seen the
billion
musical as
at the
well.
box office.
I've seen the musical for The Lion King, still running.
I've
and the
seen
only
it.
Disney movie, only
I've
Disney
not
musical
seen
to
the
the Tony.
Seen it.
I've not seen that.
I love JT. I know you hate it so much, but
Okay.
I love it.
I know you do.
It is the animation beautiful. The songs are great. We all know the songs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what else to say about it.
It's too good.
It's like a perfect Disney movie
Yes.
Based
it
off
is-
of Hamlet.
to many people.
But
I-
I love the movie. I really do. And the 2019 remake,
The less said about it, the better.
I like to live
It's
in
a
a
Bruno.
world where it doesn't exist.
It's a Bruno.
it's a Bruno.
Now,
Sorry, Jessica, it's a Bruno.
Jessica, I respect your opinion,
Thank you.
but I respectfully disagree.
All right.
Alrighty. Anyways,
There's one more thing I want to talk about in the 90s.
Oh,
Which is-
And that's one of the biggest acquisitions that they have, and it's still ongoing.
yeah.
Pixar. 1995 is when they first released their biggest film that led it all, Toy Story. And before they did certain shorts, I think one was Tin Toy, Red Stream. I forgot the other one with the snow globe.
yeah,
Like Sid. I'm sorry, I did not like Sid in this movie. Sid scared the living daylights out of me when I was a kid.
Mm.
He was creepy.
You know what the fun fact is though, about the first Toy Story?
What?
All the human faces look the same.
Mm.
What?
They all had Andy's face.
crossover conspiracy theories here.
I just destroyed Jessica.
I'm sorry. Wait, what?
Broken.
Yeah,
Mind blown.
Literally mind blown.
because it was limited 3D animation at the time.
So look. Here's if those of you are listening, you won't be able to see this.
Sid.
But here's Sid. Then look at Andy for a second.
No, that's the new Andy.
Oh, that's the new Andy. I'm sorry. Sorry. Whoops.
Toy Story 1 Andy.
That's Toy Story 2 Andy, but still. You see the point?
Oh, like
That's
Yeah.
wild.
Censored.
Like the same, the same. I have Toy Story memes in my head. But anyways, it's like, come on. How much more iconic can you get than a cowboy and a space ranger?
oh,
Toys. They're toys.
Exactly. And the story was great too. You can't deny that.
I mean, this pretty much led Pixar to being so popular.
And
Except for
let's
most recently.
let's not forget, one of the first animated movies to actually get real actors for voices. This was kind of like, they got Tom Hanks, they got
They got Tim Allen,
Tim Allen, they got Rickles. Don Rickles is Mr. Potato.
late Don Rickles, the late Estelle Harris. No, Estelle Harris was Toy Story 2, but still.
Yeah.
um,
Oh my god, she was great.
But,
Tom Hanks was Woody and Tim Allen was Buzz, right?
Yes.
Correct.
yeah,
But this movie started the Pixar era.
this is the pick. This was what Pixar started.
How much did they buy Pixar for again? Was it $4 billion?
I have no idea, but it's gonna be 30 years. But Toy Story is gonna be 30 years old in 2 years, guys.
That's messed up.
Yikes!
I'll
And
be
Toy
be
Story
20.
4 doesn't exist.
If it makes you feel better, Jess, I'll be 30 next year. So
Oh, that's right. That's true.
All right. Anything else for the 90s?
Toy Story.
I feel like that again. The Renaissance is its own video we can discuss.
Yes.
Wait,
yeah, but
Did you want to dive into more Pixar stuff at all, or no?
I mean, if we could talk about the 2000s, I mean, this is where
Like that.
Pixar was better than some of the Disney movies, besides like Lilo and Stitch. And the
Monster
Other
Inc.
Two. That's
Yes.
all there was.
Wazowski.
Mike Wazowski.
Probably my
Always
favorite.
watching
No,
you.
this isn't my favorite. My favorite's Nemo, but this is my second favorite.
Always
That's
watching.
Nemo's my favorite too, actually.
Nemo's
Huh?
great. How can we forget that? I just want to bring it up.
I'll be honest, Monsters Inc., Nemo, The Incredibles are probably my favorite Disney Pixar movies.
Okay.
Okay, my 3 favorite Pixars are probably. Are you ready?
Go.
Coco,
Oh, okay.
The Incredibles, and Finding Nemo.
All right, here we go with mine, right? This might be a controversial opinion for some people, but hear me out. Toy Story 3,
Love it.
okay. Cars 3,
Why?
because I'm a Cars sucker. That's besides the point, though. And Up.
Oh, Up is so good. Up is a crier.
How could you not love Up?
Okay, for me, it would be Up, Brave,
Ooh.
and Inside Out.
Oh, Inside Out. It's
Okay,
another-
those are good choices.
That's
Johnny,
another tearjerker.
how do you?
As it
In-
takes a long sigh.
In no particular order,
Fair.
I saw Ratatouille on there.
Oh, that was a good movie.
Finding Nemo.
Underrated.
I'll go back to that last one we had because I saw a different one on there.
There's all of them over here.
Oh, never mind. I remembered now. Monsters Inc. in general, not just any particular one. Just that whole suite. Yes.
And what's the last one?
Just the Monsters Inc. franchise.
Oh, so the whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wasn't there a second Monsters Inc.?
Yeah, the prequel wasn't as good. And there's also a series on Disney Plus.
And then
Oh, yeah,
of
Monsters
Now
course,
let's go put these things back where it came from, or so help me.
So help me. So help me.
And cut.
I,
Alright.
I really like the ending of Monsters Inc. because they went from screams to laughter.
Oh, yes. The series, though, shows how it happened. And we'll talk about Disney Plus in a little bit.
Hey, I just want to say for Monsters Inc.
I'm
What?
sorry, that got cut out. What?
You'll poke yourself in the eye?
No, when he's screaming the little guy in his one eye.
Oh, okay.
I think that was in like the original.
Oh, when he accidentally sprayed himself with
Yeah.
the kid repellent or whatever it was.
Oh, the pepper spray. Oh man. All right.
Okay, so
I think we covered a lot of the Pixars. I
yeah,
mean,
I gotta say for Finding Nemo, in 2003, did you know that at the time it actually knocked off The Lion King as the highest grossing animated film?
wow.
Okay.
And you want to know probably what it is today, ladies
What
and
is it?
gents? Probably Frozen.
Ugh.
We don't want to talk about Frozen right now.
Okay, not right now, but
Do
eventually.
you want to build
But-
a math snowman? What?
Wait,
I
what?
think pretty much the 2000s, it was Pixar overruling the Disney movies because Disney movies weren't really any good ones until 2009 with The Princess and the Frog, which made history as the first Black Disney princess.
That was good.
Yes, and now they're making a. Now this is what's replacing Splash Mountain. It's the Princess and the Frog theme ride,
Yeah.
as you can see over here in this picture, with Tiana in the boat.
Okay. Here's my question for you guys now.
Here's our answer for you.
Anyway, do you think they're going to keep it as a water ride?
Yes, it will be a water ride.
Oh, okay.
It's just a retheming to Princess and the Frog.
So why exactly did they take Splash Mountain down?
The whole Black Lives Matter movement, because Splash Mountain was based on Song of the South, which is very controversial on a Bruno.
Understandable.
It's in the vault of things we don't talk about.
We'll talk about Bruno later. But this pretty much made history, and this actually became the next era that brought back. You know, what is it that every princess movie is a reason why Disney's eras get rebooted, they get revived. First Snow White, then Cinderella, then The Little Mermaid, then The Princess and the Frog. No, fine. You want to talk about Frozen? Let's go to 2010s. Let's talk about Frozen.
Well, what were
Let's
you going to
build
talk
this
about
goddamn
originally?
snowman and get it out of here.
What were we going to talk about originally, Allie?
We're
Tangled?
gonna go to 2010s anyways.
JT,
Also, we're gonna talk about
Frozen.
Avatar, but the acquisition of Avatar, but that we could talk about with Disney Plus.
Okay,
There.
can somebody just make up your mind? Are we doing Frozen? Are we doing Tangled? What are we talking about?
Frozen.
Well, technically speaking, Disney bought Fox in 2019, so
So we'll do Avatar then.
we'll do after then.
Let's switch to Tangled quickly before you talk about the overrated. This is an underrated. I mean, I wasn't a big fan of a lot of
Get to
these.
the overrated one. My little cabinet is upstairs. I have to walk all the way up for
Pretty
that.
much another princess that can kick butt, except she was kidnapped and enslaved, as said in Ralph Breaks the Internet.
She was. That's exactly what happened.
Pretty much.
I think I only watched this once, but I do kind of like the songs in this.
Okay. JT, do me a favor. Zoom in on Rapunzel's hair near her ear.
Oh boy.
Why?
So look, it might be just how it's drawn,
It probably is.
but see how it's brown underneath and the rest. Her hair turns brown after Finn cuts it.
However, the Rapunzel Tangled series, it goes back to blonde.
Right. But that's the series. In the movie, it goes to brown, which is her parents' hair color.
And the only reason why it was blonde was because her mom had some sort of flower to help her when she was sick.
That's the only reason why Rapunzel's hair is blonde. Because of a flower, a magical flower. And her hair has healing powers because of that flower.
And that's why Mother Gothel kidnapped and enslaved her.
Mm-hmm. I really like that scene where they push her out of the window.
Mother knows best. Listen to your mother.
All right, I think that's it with Tangled.
Yeah. Oh God. So does that mean we're going to where I think?
Do
we're
the overrated nonsense. I'm gonna talk. Time me for 1 minute, and I'll give you the best thing about Frozen. Absolutely nothing. It is the most overrated movie ever. I don't care what people say. Seriously, Anna and Elsa.
I haven't even seen Frozen to begin with, so I just wanted to see.
Yeah, don't ask me Frozen. I saw
so I'm
Frozen
gonna let
one.
you two kill each other about this.
We're gonna
Okay.
kill each other.
I'm gonna.
I shall abstain.
Alright,
John,
well,
did you
I
bring
guess- I
the
guess
John? Did you bring the tequila?
No, he did not find it.
Surprisingly enough, no tequila.
Damn it! Vodka! Do we at least have vodka?
Yes,
Russian,
you do.
Russian mule.
Yes, we have. Anyway, family friendly podcast. Yes, Frozen is one of the most overrated movies of all time. When I worked at the daycare I worked at, Frozen was played almost nonstop every single day, 24 hours every single day I would work there. At one point, I literally looked at my coworkers and I was like, please just stop playing this. But no, the kids wanted it. It was annoying. Anyway, the only thing that I love about Frozen is that it's about sisterly love.
Okay, I can see that.
That it's not about the guys. It's about Elsa and Anna overcoming their parents' death
And the
To get-
trauma they face.
Yeah.
and the
Yes.
trauma that they have faced while trying to figure out Elsa's powers. Because as a kid, Elsa was told to hide her powers because they didn't know, well, at least Anna and Elsa didn't know until the second movie that her mom had magical powers when she was a kid.
I didn't know that part.
Yes, in Frozen 2, I'm going to spoil it for you guys if that's okay.
I don't care.
Frozen 2, Elsa and Anna go into the foggy forest because Elsa is having a voice, spirit, whatever you want to call it, call out to her during a coronation. And I'm pretty sure that is Anna's and Kristoff's wedding. I could be wrong.
No, they didn't get married yet.
Okay, so in the beginning of Frozen 2, there's like some party. I don't know what party it is.
Charades. They were playing charades.
Not in the beginning of Frozen 2.
They did.
Never mind. There was a voice or whatever calling out to Elsa. And Elsa ended up following that voice to the forest where Arendelle guards were. And I don't remember what the native people were called. I don't remember. But there was this feud between Arendelle and these people who were there. Elsa and Anna ended up helping them, took down the dam that their grandfather created because their grandfather was scared of these people because they had powers. And their mother's from that tribe group of people that had powers. That's the only reason why there was a dam there. However, their father had fallen in love with her, their mother, and they got married and all that. Elsa ended up getting frozen when she went to go look at the live ice sculptures. Anna was able to save her yet again. And the spirits deemed Arendelle worthy to be saved at the end. Elsa ended up being the fifth spirit.
I didn't see Frozen 2, so
That's
Okay.
why I'm telling you what basically the gist of it.
That's pretty much it. Overall, that's that. I did forget one more thing we forgot to talk about at the end of 2000, but we can talk about it now.
what is it?
Frozen 3?
Marvel.
No, I'm just kidding.
We're not talking about it. Let's get to Marvel. I mean, let's just put it this way. This will be its own podcast on how awesome Marvel is.
We can
did
make it
Marvel
our own
MVP.
episode on this. We really could.
Yeah, actually.
We did a whole bracket between Marvel versus DC, and I think this is where we said the best Marvel movie was Infinity War. Please go check it out and see why.
No, it's Captain America, the first of. I'm just kidding.
But let's just say the Marvel movies have had its ups and downs. Currently,
Yes.
it's in a down. It's in a dark age. Hopefully, Guardians 3 revives it.
Well, they're coming out with another movie called The Marvels.
Yes.
I saw the trailer for that, and oh my gosh,
When does that come out?
November.
Okay,
Is
we
it
got
good?
7 months.
It was good. Let's just say if you watch Miss Marvel, you'll get to understand what Miss Marvel's about. But I'm not spoiling anything, but the ending of Miss Marvel will lead to the Marvels.
Yeah.
So
So
that, by the way, the Guardians of the Galaxy thing.
May 5th.
May
Oh,
5th,
Baby
baby.
Rocket.
so Rocket's evolution. Oh man,
Something's gonna happen to Rocket. We know it.
and Drax.
Drax.
God.
Well,
We know this is the end of the Guardians. This is their final ride.
bye guys. We miss you.
Because James Gunn's too busy focusing on DC. Ooh, no, I'm just kidding. That's
Yeah.
a bad joke. Oh, just kidding.
We'll talk about DC. Sorry, I'm losing my voice here. We'll talk about DC when we talk about Warner Brothers.
Marvel.
Oh yeah.
Who doesn't love Iron Man? Who doesn't love Spider-Man? Ooh, I love Spidey.
Captain America and a new Captain America.
Yes, the new Captain America, which is Sam Wilson, right? Yep.
Yes.
Too strong and brave.
I love that. I love the outfit he had though with Captain America.
Yes.
Oh, it's fantastic. Do we want to touch on I can shed a little bit of light on the actual acquisition about where I was when I found out when Disney.
Sure. Where were you?
So there I was. I was in 6th grade on the bus, and I was so pissed off that Disney bought Marvel.
How come?
I was like, "You gotta be effing kidding me! Mickey Mouse is gonna be Iron Man and all this." I was so mad.
I'm sorry, what?
No. I'm explaining.
Anecdotes.
Anyways, so I was so mad that Disney bought Marvel. I found out that day that they spent $4 billion to buy Marvel as a company. No, so in the end, was I young and stupid? Yes. But at the end of the day, I'm like, you know what? They made a wise investment in buying this incredible company that has tons of incredible characters that they wanted to bring to the big screen. I mean, without Disney buying Marvel, we probably would never had the MCU. Truthfully, I mean, there was talk of it, and then Disney bought them and said, "Hey, let's do that." But let's be real. So, I think it was a wise purchase at the right time to spend $4 billion to buy what Stanley and Jack Kirby built from scratch, basically, and they did a great job. So let's be real.
What phases is Marvel in now?
Five.
Five.
5 now out of
We're in the
Six so far.
multiverse phase.
Is there a Disney park that's dedicated to Marvel yet?
Yes. Disneyland. Disney's California Adventure.
There should be more of a Marvel presence in Disney parks. There really should be.
There is. But I think Disney's California Adventure and Disneyland Paris have the Marvel campus.
That's right.
And this is where the Twilight Tower of Terror there became the Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, which I've never been there. I want to go on Mission Breakout.
You said that's in Paris, right?
No, it's in Paris and in California.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say, is that in California or is that in
Oh,
Florida?
California's in California Adventure.
Yeah, what about Florida?
Florida doesn't have it. Paris has it.
Paris, France. Yeah. I just want to say Marvel Land with plans to open in 2020. Well, look where that went. Thanks,
It
COVID.
opened in
Thanks,
2021.
COVID.
Thanks, COVID.
It opened in 2021.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, it's open. They had I think they added like a Spider-Man ride in there. There's little shows showing Doctor
So-
Strange, Spider-Man, Black Panther.
Is there any talk about Florida getting it?
No. The only talks we're hearing is that Rock and Roller Coaster might be revamped to a Goofy movie ride.
Gotcha.
To what?
Rock and Roller Coaster might be revamped to a Goofy movie ride.
No.
Agreed.
Wow.
No.
Just because of the whole Steven Tyler issue.
Oh,
What?
Contract of Aerosmith.
that's a off podcast discussion.
That's a whole off
Okay.
podcast discussion right there.
All right. Anything else we need to talk about in 2010? Oh, wait. Disney Plus.
Disney Plus.
It's time. It's time to talk about Disney
Well,
Plus.
Well, we touched. Wait, hold on. Well, we touched on Star Wars. Star Wars came out in the 70s, yes, but Disney bought Lucasfilm in 2012.
Yes.
Right. We've talked about Star Wars. We've pretty much said the best summary. Don't watch the sequels.
Okay, exactly.
Disney ruined the sequels.
Oh my god. Do you want to at least touch on Indiana Jones at all,
Sure.
or is it 2020s?
We can talk quickly about Indiana Jones. I mean,
Okay.
especially since they have an upcoming movie in this
I-
summer.
They have a Disney Plus show coming out too. And the Dial of Destiny.
So
Yeah, go ahead. No, I was gonna say, like, as Raiders of the Lost Ark is my favorite movie of all time.
We know.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
but, like, it's like I went
What
the
do
whole
you
Doing
think
this
about
with
Indiana
you
Jones?
for almost 3 years. I know by now.
Didn't the actor, didn't Harrison Ford play Han Solo?
Yes.
Yes, he did.
But now he's playing Indy one last time, apparently. And
I think
coming
it's
out
gonna end up
November.
being Phoebe Waller-Bridges' character being the new Indiana Jones.
I don't know.
Are they gonna kill him off? That's gonna be the big
No, I'm gonna make
No,
my
I
prediction.
think
I
he's
don't think he's gonna get killed, but I think he's gonna retire.
I feel like he's gonna
So-
retire too.
If it's gonna be the female, if it's gonna be the actress who will be Indiana Jones, are they gonna rename it?
No,
I don't think so.
I think she's gonna take the nickname Indiana Jones.
Probably. I mean, that's my guess too. But I'm very intrigued. Crystal Skull was a letdown. Bill and I have talked about it before. We're not going to go into it, but this is. I'm very intrigued and seeing Harrison Ford one last time as the character. So let's.
When is this happening?
This comes out
Summer.
June 30th, 2023. So this year it comes out. Very, very, very curious. I'm more curious than excited at the moment. I'm more curious about it. So, but yeah, and because when Disney bought Lucasfilm in 2012, they said we're going to have not just new Star Wars movies, we're going to have new Indiana Jones movies. Say.
And speaking of that, now we get to the acquisition of Fox, and then we'll talk about Disney Plus.
Yes.
So, AKA Disney buys The Simpsons, and nothing happens.
Disney buys everything meme. I like that.
That
is
just
true, though.
end it. For the love of Christ, just end The Simpsons.
I know.
What?
Let's be real.
The thing's been
I
going
like the shorts they do on Disney
Yo,
Plus.
no, it's okay.
I was having a coughing fit. What?
I said I think it's time for the Simpsons to end.
Yes, I agree with that statement.
So,
Just like how SpongeBob needs to die.
oh my god, that's Paramount. That's a whole other studio. But anyways, Disney.
Another time we'll talk about Paramount.
Is it okay if I go first here really quick?
Yes.
No.
Go right ahead.
So Disney bought Fox in 2019. I want to say it was like a huge process because they're like, well, Disney's going to own like 2/3 of the Hollywood studio lot basically, and they're going to make more. And the government stepped in and said, hey, you might be a monopoly, and apparently they let the whole thing go through, which is nuts. But when you really break down and think about it, Disney now has access to the Alien films, the Planet of the Apes movies, Disney owns The
Avatar.
Simpsons, Avatar. They own
X-Men and Deadpool.
They own all of the other Marvel characters. They own Fantastic Four. They own X-Men. They own
Hopefully we get an
Deadpool.
R-rated Deadpool movie soon.
Well,
That's
Deadpool
all
3 is in
like.
Deadpool 3 is in the MCU phase 6.
Double checking.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm just double checking. Avatar with the blue people, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
not Last Airbender is
Navis.
that property. It's
Okay.
Nickelodeon.
And you guys, you've heard about Avatar 2. Check out the year in review video to hear all about it.
It was boring.
Oh my god.
3 hours, people.
It
3
was
hours.
boring as hell.
I don't know what would be worse: 3 hours watching Navi people in the sea, or a 4-hour movie about a boat sinking.
The only thing that I liked about the new Avatar movie was the fact the visual effects were unreally incredible. They were awesome. But the story lacked a lot. I will say that. But that's besides the point, though.
Right.
Disney bought Fox. They own Avatar. They own Planet of the Apes. They own the Alien franchise. They own the Predator franchise. They own the X-Files now. Disney
Oh, fun.
owns a lot of properties under the Fox banner, including I think even like the classic Fox movies like the Grapes of Wrath, all that stuff. They own a lot of the rights to that stuff too because they bought Fox. That being said, Disney can do what they want with, and also that's why we got the Prey movie on Hulu, because it's a Disney streaming service that Disney, wanted to make a Predator movie, and the Prey movie came out and they put it on Hulu.
Yeah.
Immediately. That's what
Smart move though to put it on Hulu versus their streaming service.
Oh no, and which still is incredible to this day. The fact that they put Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist, and Luke Cage all from Netflix on Disney Plus.
Yes.
Those are
And we do get Daredevil in
Great.
the MCU now.
Yes.
In No Way
So
Home.
happy about that. I just
And
wanna say
speaking
that-
of Disney Plus,
yeah, what do
I
you
think
got?
we also have to talk about Disney Plus.
I completely agree. But yeah,
It's time.
I remember when the talks were first going through about this, I was like, that's not unreal what they're doing. But yeah,
But they want to compete against Netflix and Hulu at the time.
they have the catalog to do it now. So
I mean, when it first started, I think we pay yearly. It's like $70. Now I think it's like $80 for a whole year.
yeah, I can shed more light on this too if you want
Yeah.
for Disney
Go for
Plus.
it.
But you want me to go first?
Yeah, go.
All right. So Disney Plus launched and Disney made an announcement in 2019, I think at D23, I want to say. They made an announcement in D23 saying, hey, our properties are leaving the Netflix streaming service. We're retracting all of our licenses and we're going to make our own streaming service called Disney Plus. And it came out in 2020 as
No, it
most
came
of
out
you-
November 2019 because I remember when Mandalorian came out.
Sorry, thank you. And the first show was Mandalorian, which came out. And it launched.
Still a good show. Please watch it. My recommendations.
Yes, Mando's a great show. But if you watch Disney Plus currently is at, I think it started out at $6.99 for the basic package, if I'm not mistaken,
I think it's at like $7.99.
or $7,
$8.99.
one of the two.
No, it was $5.99.
Yes, for the basic with ads. No, without ads. It was just started.
No, it's $5.99 a month, or you pay like $70 for a whole year.
Yes, I'm talking about the monthly fee though. Like if you pay for it every month.
Yeah.
Okay.
But during COVID, during 2020, a lot of people said, well, a lot of the parents were like, and this is my own interpretation of this. The parents were like, all right, here's what we're gonna do. We're going to have our kids can't go to school, let them watch TV. Let's have them watch Disney Plus. Let's have them watch, Mickey Mouse Clubhouse or whatever, like all the princess movies, whatever on Disney Plus. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, by the end of 2020, in the early days of 2021, they actually passed 77 million subscribers worldwide.
Because everybody was home watching TV when everybody was
But there's
quarantined.
only 7 billion people, about 8 billion people in the world, though.
Yeah, and they have different markets too. They're trying to go after different markets with Disney Plus now, but they're trying to keep it under one banner, if you know what I mean. So, 'cause
Right.
I follow this kind of news all the time.
Nerd. Nah, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, shut up, Joe. I mean,
I forgot about National
you're not
Geographic
Joe. You're
on
Bill.
Disney
I'm
Plus.
thinking of the wrong person. Sorry, Bill. We love you
I love you too, buddy. And I mean that,
in the straightest way possible. It's okay. I have no shame in saying that. But anyways, seriously though, if you think about it, Disney Plus has taken a couple of hits recently. I think it was in 2022. They said that there's going to be parental controls for Daredevil, as I just said, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist, Luke Cage, and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And what's the other one? Agent Carter. Yeah, all those shows are going to be under Disney Plus now, so you can watch them on there. And if I'm being brutally honest, which I always will be with all of our listeners, if you pay the $10.99 a month or like $9.99, whatever it is for Disney Plus, think about all the content you get for $10 a month. You can literally if you just have the one service, it's a lot of content for one payment of $10 a month, or maybe
It went up to $10.99.
the last I heard, yes, and they're doing an ad price tier for $3.99 a month.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, because a lot of the studio executives were like, hey, streaming can't be the golden egg that we thought it was. We have to have the theater involvement too, because the theaters are going to be around with movies and stuff like that stuff for a while. But if you think about it, Disney's going to put their movies out on theaters first, then it's going to go to Disney Plus. That's how
Within
it's gonna
6
work.
to 8 weeks, except for some streaming premieres. Like, for example,
Yeah.
Pixar did a couple of their Disney movies that they wanted to put in theaters on streaming, such as Soul. Onward, when it first came out, they ended up putting it on streaming because of the pandemic.
And Turning Red, right?
And
Yeah.
Luca were
Yeah.
all on Disney Plus.
I remember that actually. I remember that when they were first saying that those are going to go on there. So it's very, and for those of you who are like saying, well, how does he know so much about streaming? I'm going to say this once. I'm going to say it again. John Campia, I love you. You are my inspiration for doing this. Thank you so much. I'm stealing a little bit of your thunder, yes, but your show is incredible and you do a ton of streaming news. I love it. Thank you so much. Anyways,
Yeah.
His hero, folks, John Campia.
yes.
Is there
John
anything else to
Campia.
talk about with Disney Plus? I mean, honestly, there's a lot of good shows to
I mean,
watch.
I find it interesting that like they're going to do, but the thing that intrigued me was that the fact that they're going to put the Disney Plus, the Marvel shows that are basically R and X rated shows on Disney Plus. They have to have parental controls for that.
Yes, because I've noticed when you go in, they require your password.
Yeah.
Yeah, they.
I don't know if they would do X-rated shows on Disney Plus.
No.
MA.
NA. So NA. Yeah,
MA.
MA, because it's like Jessica Jones and Luke Cage.
Oh, MA.
MA. So I was thinking of X-rated for some reason. I'm sorry.
I don't think Disney would go X-rated, folks.
Disney's going X Games rated here.
That's
we go.
another story.
That's a whole different Disney for
We'll be
you.
right back after these important messages.
We'll be exactly. No, but seriously, I pay for Disney Plus. I have it actually on my own TV. Actually, I have the ESPN and Hulu bundle because I pay for it through my cell phone bill, which is pretty cool. I have all that under one umbrella, so I get to get the sports, Hulu, and Disney Plus for like $10 a month.
Oh, you got the bundle.
I got the book because I pay for it through my cell phone plan. I probably shouldn't say that on air, but I don't really give a crap. So
Yeah.
Verizon together.
yeah, I got the Verizon plan. Yep. So, anyways, I know I went off on a tangent. I know I really don't go off on tangents.
Okay.
But
That's my
tangent.
job.
That's Bill's job.
My job too, sometimes.
Yeah. So, any
True, guys,
other
true.
Disney Plus things or?
There's only one thing to talk about in 2020, and I know we said we don't talk about it.
Oh.
I wish we could talk more about Disney Channel, but honestly, that could be its own thing.
Can I
too.
just say one thing too?
Yeah.
Hamilton the musical is on Disney Plus.
It is.
It's
Yes.
not a Disney musical though.
Then Manuel Miranda.
I
That's
know.
the one.
I
Would
know.
you say is a musical genius?
He's a
He
fantastic.
probably got a deal to put it on Disney Plus.
That's
Let's put it
probably
in-
why. But Hamilton the musical is by far one of the, and I've seen a lot of musicals. I've seen Matilda. I've seen
Rock of Ages.
Rock of Ages. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I've
As have I.
I've seen a lot of musicals. I can't remember. I've seen Shrek the musical. But Hamilton the musical is an awesome, awesome, awesome musical. If you have not seen it yet, I highly recommend seeing it. It is like 3 hours long, but it is worth it, and it's with the original cast too. And I've seen it on Broadway as well.
Jerk.
All right.
I second that.
It was a graduation gift from a friend. Okay.
Okay, I rescind that.
Are we good?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so
Now we don't talk about Bruno, but we're gonna talk about Encanto, aka probably one of Disney's strongest movies in the 2020s, as of today, April 13, 2023.
Also, Lin-Manuel Miranda as well.
Yes.
We don't talk about you.
you want to?
I mean, although Lin-Manuel Miranda did Moana, which is another good movie, I
Yes.
think probably.
I saw Moana in theaters. It was fantastic.
I really did like Moana. Lin-Manuel Miranda. He's
And
actually
Dwayne Johnson.
co-writing. He's co-writing songs to the new Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So he's
And-
like David Allen.
and-
Come on, can we write an original song? I really want to get an Oscar.
And he also has redone the theme song for Magic School Bus too.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Let's just say Disney having Lin-Manuel Miranda, this is his era.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
gonna make a bold prediction. This is gonna be his era for the
You
next.
know what?
10
I could agree with you because the 60s and some of the 70s with the Sherman Brothers, 80s, 90s, some of the 2000s was Alan Menken. I think Lin-Manuel Miranda is.
I agree with that.
Yeah, and
I
I
know.
have a funny story about Encanto. I've never really watched the whole thing from beginning to end, but my cousin, if my cousin Brian is watching, shout out to you. My cousin Brian has a 3-year-old daughter, and she is obsessed with Encanto.
Wait, who wouldn't be?
And I remember when I saw him at a family gathering, we were chatting, and he's like, "Oh my god, all she does is watch that, and that whole song. We don't talk about Bruno. They spend the whole song talking about him."
The thing is, this is what my friends say. We don't talk about Bruno, but we can sing about him.
I was like, okay, that's a good point.
This song though, Surface Pressure, that Lisa sing,
Mhm.
which is a very, no, it's the second song.
She's a strong one. She's the
Yeah.
middle one.
That song resonates with me a lot. Like, I'm not gonna go into full detail about it, but I am an older sibling. I'm the middle child, depending on how you look at it. Either my mom's or my mom's side of the family or my dad's. And no matter what happens, it's rough. But I completely resonate with that song. It's a really good song. All these songs are fantastic. But Surface Pressure is one of the best songs in the movie.
I could definitely agree. I definitely feel like when you hear that, you definitely get the Lin-Manuel Miranda thing.
Oh,
And a
definitely.
fun fact, he wrote this song based on his sister.
Really?
That's interesting.
He has an older or young?
Older.
Oh, and if you have not seen Encanto, which I'm pretty sure a lot of you have if you're watching, Encanto is about Mirabel, who does not have a gift. And Antonio, who's the youngest, what is it, age 5?
5. He just got his gift, which
He
is
just got his
tough.
gift. And the grandmother, Abuela, is not happy that Mirabel did not get a gift when she turned 5. So she didn't get a door and whatever. And this whole movie is
He did.
huh?
He does get a door in the end.
Yes, I was getting to that. So pretty much Mirabel goes through the movie trying to figure out her place in the family, because in the beginning you see that she doesn't get a door when she was 5, but at the end, like Allison said, she does get a door when they fixed up the house because Casita had fallen apart because the magic had fallen apart. She ends up getting a door, which is the very front door of the house.
I think the reason why is they say rumors was Mirabel is the candle holder. She's the next one.
Yeah, and it's true. She is the next one. She is the next candle holder of the magic of Casita. So I really want Encanto 2 now.
I don't think Encanto 2. I love to see the series before I would see Encanto 2.
Huh?
An Encanto series on Disney Plus before Encanto 2.
Yes.
Okay, that'd be cool.
So this is future predictions. I think we could do another video about future predictions of Disney in the future.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think there's a lot, as they say, in Carousel Progress, there is a great, big,
bright,
beautiful tomorrow
tomorrow.
shining at the end of every day. And it's just a dream away. All right.
Anything else to talk about? Because I got a few questions I'd like to ask all you lovely folks.
I got a few minutes.
Okay, I'll make this quick. It is time for the lightning round. I wish there was like a giant lightning bolt just to make it look cool, but
All right, let's go.
okay. What's everyone's favorite Disney song? Actually, yeah, should we do song or just Disney movie in general? No, let's just do Disney movie in general. What's everybody's favorite Disney movies in general? No particular order.
Encanto.
Okay.
Moana.
What?
Moana.
Oh yeah, Moana's good too.
John. You can pick multiple too.
Toy Story.
John says Toy Story.
Our fearless leader, JT.
Cars 3, baby.
I'm
Cars
gonna
3.
kill you with that, JT.
What about you, Bill?
Good question. To me, it's a toss-up.
Between
Lion King and Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Of course, you always say Hunchback.
Okay, those are great movies. That is the Hunchback. I'm sad we didn't talk about the rest of the songs. Like you said, we could probably.
very
That's its own video. I think we could do in the future. JT, you better write this down.
Disney.
Hunchback of Notre Dame is getting a live action movie.
With Josh Gad.
Josh Gad is going to be playing Quasimodo.
Yeah.
The actress who plays why can't I remember her role?
Esmeralda.
Yes, but I can't remember who it is.
Who's going to play Frollo?
We'll find out when the time comes.
Yes.
You know who I think would be a good Frollo? Ian McKellen.
It would be.
I wonder if they're going to do it more based off the animated film or more based off the book.
Only time will tell.
Only time will tell.
Okay. Oh, Demi Moore is Esmeralda.
In the animated.
Hold on.
They didn't announce who's playing Esmeralda
Yes, he
yet.
did. Yes, he did.
Oh.
Okay. Hold on. Oh, hold on. I actually
They didn't.
hold on. Okay, so it's Chris Evans, Pete Capaldi, Imelda Staunton, Kelsey Grammer,
Okay.
Jack Black,
Emil Stoughton's probably going to be Esmeralda.
Kelsey Grammer, Jack Black,
Yeah. Oh, Kelsey Grammer's going to be Frollo.
and Sacha Baron Cohen, and oh no, Gal Gadot. Gal
Gal Gadot's
Okay,
gonna
I'll
be
take that.
Esmeralda.
Sideshow Bob's going to be killing people in Hunchback.
Dr. Fraser Crane is in there.
You know, I could actually see Kelsey Grammer as Frollo. I can see that.
All right. I think
Fraser as what? No way.
Frollo. He's playing the villain, Judge.
I can see Sideshow Bob.
Guys, it's not happening.
What?
So Josh Gad reveals truth about Hunchback poster. Josh went back and changed the caption of his post later on and explained that the live action film poster was fan made and not legitimate.
So not yet. Not official.
Not yet, but it is in the works though.
All right. I feel like, you know what? Disney, happy 100.
Happy 100th. Happy century.
Yes. Yes.
Here's to 100 more there, Disney.
Here's to 100 more years, Disney.
We won't be alive for 100 more.
No, we won't. We won't see
Maybe
it. But
50 of those 100, but
150, maybe not 200. We'll have to
Maybe.
see. Time will
All
tell.
right.
So that it?
Well, I guess that's it, right, guys?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, we want to thank you all for watching, listening, however you enjoyed us tonight. I want to thank, first off, Bill. Every single week, Bill comes out of the cage and just does a plows to it. Thank you, Bill, as always.
It is always a pleasure to be here with all you lovely folks.
Yes. I want to thank Allie for coming on as well to talk about this amazing topic as well. Thank you so much. And I want to thank John and Jess, of course, for coming on and just at the last possible minute and be like, can we do this? I said, you got it. No problem.
Thank you. She was, as soon as we were going to post this, she was going to be like, yeah, I need to go on. I need to be on this.
I'm
was like-
sorry, okay? I love Disney. I wanted to be on tonight. Okay? And of course, and thank you for having us as always.
Always a
Of
pleasure.
course, anytime, you can come on anytime you like, that.
Just make sure you send us the topic a little more ahead of time.
Okay.
This was pretty much done 2 hours before, a few hours before we started.
Yeah, we pick it about
So-
literally like hours before, and we'll just
Yeah,
go on.
we've been
That's
and I'm gonna take partial responsibility that I've been indecisive, so I'm gonna take responsibility on that one.
It's all good. It's all good.
I guess just next week.
But yeah, we're looking forward to our show next week. We're kind of figuring out the topic. We're not going to reveal it quite yet, though. But well, yeah.
And then in 2 weeks, we're gonna keep this a little DL. We are gonna have something good in 2 weeks. We're not gonna tell you.
There is something special coming up in the next 2 weeks.
But we're not gonna tell you.
We're not going to tell you what it is. But you just got to keep tuning in until next week.
We're just gonna keep you in suspense.
And I can't believe we're going to be doing that coming up. We can't even tell our co-host
that either. But you know what?
Yeah,
We're gonna keep you in suspense. You know why? Why are we keeping them in suspense, JT?
because we can.
Because we can.
Because we can.
Exactly.
All right.
Who are they? Anyways, I digress. We want to thank you all for watching, listening, however you enjoyed us tonight. Thanks so much for tuning in, of course. And if you haven't already, follow us on our podcast format and Spotify podcast as well. And if you haven't already, subscribe to us on YouTube as well. We do this today's Thursday. We do this
Every week.
every week. We do it on
Hopefully
Wednesday.
next week we'll go back to Wednesdays.
We're gonna go back to Wednesday. No worries, I promise. But yeah, I want to thank you all for watching, listening, however you enjoyed us. And for all of us here at the Super Review Show, don't forget to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and follow us on our Instagram page as well.
And don't forget, check out the Sports Insanity podcast on the Sports Insanity Network.
You knew that was coming at some point.
I have to shamelessly plug my work.
Yes, you did. And by the way, Bill, we forgot from the get-go that we the best podcast.
Be the best podcast,
Be the
and
best
DJ Khaled
podcast.
is still not the best music.
He sucks. Anyways, all right, guys, we gotta go. We're gonna wrap this thing up. Thanks so much for watching. You guys are great. Tune in
Bye,
next week.
everyone.